Day 6, guys, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really nervous about today's training session. As you guys know, my wrist, I've had wrist injuries for a little while, and my last training session, everything was fine. You know, I didn't have any problems. My wrist was actually responding really well to the training. And then after my 5th training session, or my 6th, honestly I've lost count, I took 2 days off, 2 days off to recover. And it's Wednesday today, and I had a little bit of a flare up yesterday with my wrist. Literally, I was just picking up my laptop, and then my wrist just hurt like crazy. Couldn't really even do any day-to-day activities like opening a fridge, opening a door. All of that stuff became really painful, and then it just really brought me down, because I'm literally at the beginning of my journey. I've trained planche before, I've come very close to reaching a planche, and now for this to happen. So it just really brought me down. Honestly, I wasn't even sure that I was going to go to the gym today. In fact, I came to the gym really late today. It's super late. It's 7 p.m. I usually come a lot earlier, but it took a lot to get me out of bed and try to train, despite the fact that my wrist literally hurts. My right wrist, and obviously, if my wrist hurts, I won't be able to do much. So I actually went back to wearing my wrist brace, and I'm not wearing it right now because I'm about to train, but for the whole of yesterday and most of today I've been wearing it, and I only took it off now because I'm at the gym and I'm about to enter the gym, and I'm really nervous, guys, because my wrist has been hurting, and I'm not really I don't really have any high hopes that things are going to pan out well, but I'll let you guys know how it goes afterwards. So I'm about to enter the gym, and I'll see you guys later.
Alright, guys, going into this session, my expectations were low. Honestly, it could have gone either way. And if you guys have seen Spider Man, you know MJ says something like, expect disappointment and you won't be disappointed. That was my mindset coming in. I was fully prepared for the worst. To find out, yep, that's it. Your planche journey is over. On that first set, I was expecting, nope, you're not going to be able to keep doing more. And then I'd have to take a few weeks off in order to let my wrist recover. But thank God things didn't go that way. I started with push ups during my warm up. No pain. I did another set of push ups. Still no pain. At that point, I'm thinking, okay, maybe we're good. Maybe I'll be able to start doing my handstand press up and there won't be pain, right? I sit down, I take my rest, my heart starts beating a bit, and then I go into my first working set. Now, I won't lie, it wasn't completely pain free, but it was nowhere near as bad as I expected. Not gonna lie. On a scale of 1 to 10, the pain was probably around a 3. And honestly, that's manageable for me. That said, because there was some pain, and last time there was no pain, I held back a bit. I wasn't able to fully push like I normally would. I was more cautious, more hesitant. I did make the workout harder though. So instead of resting 45 seconds of rest between the first 7 sets, I dropped it down to 30 seconds. And yeah, that made a slight difference. It was tough. Every rep felt like a grind. Like my face was getting so close to the ground trying to press up. I couldn't keep my arms straight to save my life. It felt like I was doing handstand push ups instead of handstand press up, if you know what I mean. I also struggled to fully complete the handstand. I wasn't getting into that clean, stacked position, and I definitely wasn't over rotating or falling over like I usually might when I reach that successful handstand. And then for the next 6 sets, I focused on straddle planche attempts. And yeah, I've got a long way to go. I can't keep my arms straight at all. Every set was difficult. Right now, I can probably only hold the straddle planche for about 3 to 4 seconds. That's being generous. I wasn't really counting how long I was holding my straddle planche attempts. Honestly, they were just attempts to see if I can even hold a straddle planche, not to see how long I could hold it, because I mean, I'm not really doing a proper straddle planche. I mean, my arms are super bent. And then the final sets 11 to 13, were brutal. Even with 90 seconds of rest, which usually help a lot, it was still really hard. Normally, longer rest makes those later sets easier, but not today. Overall, I'm not fully happy with the session, but I am happy that I don't have to stop training completely. Like, that's a relief, because honestly, I really had to like force myself to get out of bed and come to this session because of the fact that I had this wrist injury, and it just felt like, what's the point of even going to gym now? You know? And I know some of you might be thinking, why not just let your wrist heal? And trust me, I've tried that. This wrist has been an issue for 6 months now. I've taken weeks off at a time, eased back into training slowly, done rehab, and every time it feels healed, it flares up again out of nowhere. There was a time I thought it was completely fine. I was benching, no pain at all. I was doing all of my exercises, there was no pain. Then one high rep set later, boom, flare up. Same thing happened with muscle ups. I trained pain free for multiple sessions. I took a break, like a 6-day break, no training. And then within that 6 days, the pain came back. And then when I tried to train again, I couldn't do bench press or muscle up without pain. So at this point, stopping completely doesn't even guarantee anything, it just takes away time. So my approach now is simple: train through it carefully, listen to my body. If the pain goes above a 3 out of 10, I call it quits. But if it stays manageable, I keep going. And honestly, I want to keep going because I'm enjoying the process. And it's not as, I don't know, I feel like I have high expectations now because of where I used to be. But I really can't even remember how I progressed back then. I don't know how long it took for me to get to a point where I could do straddle planche, press to handstand. I don't know how long it took me to get to that point. I think it's a bit of a blur to me. But anyway, that's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next one.